This video covers the second part of the Delivery Rocket Documentation 1 assignment. In this part, we will go over the 3 concept sketches. The first thing to do would be to get out your engineering notebook and find a blank page and then put a title on it so that you know where to find it. Delivery Rocket. I'm going to put comma 3 concept sketches. So why do we do 3 concept sketches? Why do you have to always do multiple sketches, multiple concepts before actually settling on one and developing your project? And it's again to build good engineering habits, because oftentimes you get a good idea and get running with it and it starts to become work to the exclusion of other ideas. So it is always a good habit to start by kind of making yourself think of alternatives to your initial idea so that you can compare them. Oftentimes you'll find that you're able to even if you don't come up with a better concept than your original idea, sometimes you come up with additional concepts that have good qualities that can be adapted from those concepts into your idea. And they also, the 3 concept sketches, give you some fallback in case something goes wrong, because it can be often that you get sort of deep into a project before you find that there's some fatal flaw that prevents it from being able to go to completion. So by having some alternative concepts at the beginning, you have a fallback to pick up and immediately continue work if such a flaw in the original design is discovered. So the first thing to do will be to come up with 3 different concepts. This series of videos is really designed to just show you the minimal, most basic level of each assignment to help you get going and know what you need to do, but to also leave you plenty of room for improvement and creativity. And so I've chosen to do this sketch on, or these sketches on, my grid paper because it is a circular object and I think that it is a little bit easier to represent in it. So I'm going to do first concept sketches. So these are going to be minor differences between each one. Again, you don't have to do these 3. Really, I don't expect you to do these 3. They're kind of meant, again, to be a minimal level. Instead, it's just to give you kind of an idea about what you need to do. So the differences I'm going to make are between, I'm simply going to change the fin size between each rocket. We'll do small, medium, and large fins, and then decide which ones will be best. And so my first one, we'll do concept 1. It's good to have these labels. For 1, and we'll put a label small fins. And so for this one, I'm going to just draw out a bit. Now in my initial concept sketches, I'm not going to do these to scale. I'm just going to make a fairly simple, somewhat proportional one. And so this is the small fins. We can do 1 grid, 2 grids, and 3 grids for the different fin sizes. So there is 1 set of fins. Now, I'm thinking that there's probably going to be 4 of these, so we would see 1 here, and there would be 1 on the back as well. Also, the nose cone needs to be removable, so I'll put a line there to indicate, to myself at least, that I can remove that. In the dimension drawing, I'll have them separated to better see them. So the next concept number 2, will be medium fins. And so I'm going to kind of just reproduce the same drawing here with medium fins this time. So this is, I'm going to do a 2 by 2, just like that. And so that's my medium fins drawing. And so then I'll do concept number 3, large fins. And these I think I'm going to make kind of ridiculously large, but that's sort of the whole point. So now we have three concepts for three different ideas: a small, medium, and large fin size. Now I would expect or hope that you'd have more variation in your designs in this, but this kind of gives you a idea of the sort of things you would do. Another way to generate ideas would be to go and look online at different rockets that are available either on the Estes website or on a Google search for something like 3D printed rockets. I highly recommend you do this before you start doing some concept sketches. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Find some ideas that you like, that you think are good, mix them together, and come up with your own.